The older I get, the more interested I become in human psychology. And one area in particular I'd love to do a deep dive on. With today being the first football Sunday, the 2025-2026 NFL season, I figured what better time to talk about a very popular one. Today, we're talking about gambling. Now, right off the bat, I'll say that this video is not pro or anti-gambling. Honestly, I'm pretty neutral on it. While gambling isn't really my thing per se, I don't judge anybody who does it. I'm more interested in the psychology behind gambling. Now, having grown up in New Jersey, it's inevitable that gambling is around you in some way, shape, or form. Never mind illegal side of things, but it's not a very big state, and so there's easy access to always lovely Atlantic City. And of course, with the advent and legalization of online gambling, we're off to the races here. I didn't actually mean to make a joke there, but it kind of worked. And it was always a rite of passage that when you turn 21 years old, you and your asshole friends would at some point make a voyage down to Atlantic City, try your luck at the casino, and hopefully you didn't lose the little bit of money you probably had. And now, of course, everything being online and on your phone, well, now you don't even have to go anywhere. And it's like that in most of the US at this point. But my point is, in New Jersey, it's always been easy to access. Now, I realized pretty early on that gambling was not my thing, and there were a couple reasons for that, I think. The first one being an expression I heard once, which is that people go broke very slowly and then all at once. I thought, well, I have no problem getting broke all on my own. I don't need gambling to shorten that timeline at all. The other reason being that, and I'll leave out names and descriptions to protect the innocent here, but it was a good friend of mine back in the day. Pretty quickly, we all realized all the signs of what pointed to a pretty serious gambling problem. Seeing that side of it is what really started to scare the shit out of me a little bit. Just tried to photobomb those engagement pictures in there. I wonder if I made it on camera. Of course, I also know plenty of people who have no problem betting a responsible amount of money that they're okay with losing on their favorite team, and regardless of the outcome, it's not going to ruin their day or their life. So then it brings us back to the psychology aspect of it. Something in us, human beings, and this is nothing new either. I mean, gambling dates back to ancient Egypt and early Mesopotamia. But like any other vice, we all deal with it differently, and that's what's so fascinating about it. Not specific to just this. I mean, replace gambling with any vice or potential for addiction, and you got the same thing. That would be a children's version of gambling right there. And I am glad as time goes on that there's more and more resources and awareness for people who are struggling with it. I think that's a good thing. But it does still beg the question, why are we doing it? And again, I'm not endorsing it and I'm not vilifying it. I just think the psychology is super interesting. And on that psychology note, if you have any recommendations for books or any other information about it, please let me know down below. And with that, if you are watching football or any other sport today and you're placing a bet of any kind, please do so responsibly. And I'll see you tomorrow.